I'm in a second hour right now. How you doing, Carla?
What's going on? How are you? I'm
I am.
actually excited about this show.
You are. I think I am too. I am looking forward to talk to our guest who will be here with us at 7:05.
hmm hmm
Anyhow, how life treat you?
Life is good. A lot of stuff is happening. It's coming down to the end of the year and final push to get some contracts in. So I'm excited about that.
So, how about your Christmas shopping?
Yeah, I'm not into that.
Oh, are you? Wait. Oh, oh, oh.
I
What?
mean, I have nieces and nephews and godsons that I'm gonna purchase stuff for, but you know what? The older you get, the more you realize it's about making memories instead of buying things that most people don't need or want. Like, I'm like, I don't want anything nor need anything. So,
Right, right,
I mean,
right.
if somebody wants to buy me a ticket to Jamaica, I'll do that. But as
Uh,
far as buying stuff, I'm not into that for the last few years.
it's so sad. Talking about going to Jamaica, it's sad because I'm not going to Jamaica this year. Uh,
Mm.
it has been a while since I every year I've gone to Jamaica around this season. I have friends that is looking forward for the hang out with me.
hmm
Um, because I want to stay focused on what I'm doing.
hmm
I
hmm
uh, I'm not going. I
Well,
I
listen, it's all about priorities. And when you start a new business, trust me, sometimes you have to be all in, you know? You have to be all in with the business. So, next time. But can I share something with you?
Yeah, go ahead.
All the years I've been going to Jamaica, I've never been to Jamaica for Christmas. I was there for New Year's last year for intimate, but for Christmas, never.
That means you're not baptized as a Christian, as a Jamaican. That,
Listen,
no, what I'm saying, no, no,
I
no,
get
no,
it. I
no,
get
no.
it. You.
I am saying, Mama,
Hold on a second,
is
Miss.
to be in
I
a
was born in the United States. I am an American.
right,
American born. Brooklyn, New York. I am not Jamaican.
right.
Period.
No. And that's fine. That's fine. It's okay not to be Jamaican, but I'm just saying
Mhm,
to you, I'm
mhm,
just saying to you that
mhm,
the baptism in being Jamaican is
mhm.
is to be is to be in Jamaica in a Christmas.
Well, then I'm never gonna be Jamaican because I'm not doing it then.
Uh, I'm not saying you should or should not, but I'm just saying this
Yeah.
is this is what happened. If you
Mm.
want to be Jamaican, if you want to,
No, I don't. No, I'm very proud of my um
not you're not Jamaican.
Yankeeism. Yes, my Yankeeism. Okay. I'm very proud of that.
Somebody said they're Yankee. I did not say that to them.
Yes, I'm saying it. I'm claiming my Yankeeism.
Okay. So
Okay. Yeah.
anyhow, what's the plans for tonight?
Listen, against all odds, that is the topic for tonight. I am so excited to have an entrepreneur in our midst. Um,
Against our odds. What does that mean though? Could you define that?
Against all odds, meaning that from humble beginnings, you build an empire on your sweat and your brow, and it's not handed to you. That's what that means.
Right.
Unless and maybe I don't know. Maybe he came from a line of entrepreneurs.
Well, if it's the same person that I'm thinking, you are like 200% right. I am looking forward for to hear his story as well because I know he came from zero to I would call it a hero. You
Right.
know,
I came from a proud family member. My grandmother, I would say, started her business in our living room.
right?
You know what I mean? And it became a very successful business. So I applaud everybody and anyone who makes very little and expands it to the point where they're doing major things. Kudos to him.
Right,
I'm
right,
excited about it. And I'm excited to hear about the story.
right.
Mhm,
I'm looking forward to it myself too.
mhm,
So in a minute we're going to have Tony join us. It's okay for him to come in the studio, so we'll just wait
mhm,
for him.
mhm, mm.
So
So what's been going on with you? You asked me about my week. What's happening with you? And any big goals for next year? I already started
uh,
goal setting.
the truth
Mhm,
is, my goal for next year is to just build, expand what I'm doing. It's quite a challenge because I am having some parking issues, but as soon as I get by and deal with it. Oh yeah, there we are. And no other than
Hi
my
Claire, how
uh,
are you? Hey fam.
yes. So ladies and gentlemen, tonight we have our guest, no other than Tony Good to Go Levy, a man who had come from zero because he has been a friend of mine for many years, and he told me of the things that he had gone through. So it's safe for me to say he came from zero to what I classify as an era. Just let us open our minds and our heart to welcome my friend. I can proudly say that, my friend, Tony Good to Go Leafy, who is going to share his story with us, tell us where he came from and how did he end up where is that. Tony Levy in the
Mm.
building.
Hey,
Good afternoon. How you guys doing?
listen, listen,
fantastic. We are so happy to have you in the building.
listen. I am excited. It's a joy. It's something that is overdue, and I'm glad that it is now happening. We have Tony Good to Go Levy in the building. Oh yeah, how you doing, my virgin?
I
Wagwan.
am an extensive,
All right. Yes.
wonderful. That's good. I'm in New York, sitting down with my family here,
Oh
and
wow.
Perfect.
just having a wonderful time. Just had some real good food to eat, and I said, well, let me just wait for you guys to come back online. And
All right, all right. Wow. Let me just show a little bit of just a little bit to our audience who we're gonna be talking to. We're talking to a friend of mine, Tony Good to Go Levy. That's his establishment right there. I put on the screen. But we're gonna talk about his beginning. How did he end up here? That's what we want to talk about tonight.
oh man,
We
that
wanna-
that,
so
that
I know you have a story and a half for us, but let me ask you this, Tony.
eh,
Where really you're from? Where you originate from?
I'm from Jamaica, Manchester in Manchester in Jamaica,
Right.
and not just the nice part of Manchester, but way back in a little district it called Whitby,
Mhm,
Whitby.
WI,
Yes, yes.
and I
mhm.
went to school in another place called Harrowitz,
I rewatch. Okay.
and so it's just it's God find me, man, and
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. So you went to school in the
Harrowitz
country part
in
and
the country.
of
Mhm,
Manchester,
mhm.
which is way behind the boondocks. But I was talking to you a couple nights ago, and I hear you tell me about various places that you have been. But before we even get into that, I know it's obvious that you're a married man, married to a beautiful young lady, which I will share her face on the screen shortly. But tell us, Tony, how did you leave that place to somewhere
Chicago.
else,
Yeah.
to Chicago? Tell us your journey. How did you get to Chicago? I just want to hear how you get to Chicago. Your journey, how you get to Chicago.
Listen, man, it's a long story, man. If I had to, first of all, at 15 years old, I decided that I had already done the works of my lifetime in Manchester. And so I decided that, okay, there is nothing here.
There they are.
There's nothing here for me except to leave. So I just take a leap of faith, and I get on one of my cousin's husband had a truck, and I just get on it, and I end up in Kingston. And then
Wait a minute. You said at 15 years old, you left your home and went to Kingston?
Yeah.
And that's for what? Where you went to Kingston for?
Man, I'm looking for life, man, because I just decided that I'm not going to stay here, and the purpose that God give me going to die here. No.
So your parents allowed you to get up and leave as a 15-year-old child?
Well, you know what? I decided that my purpose is not going to die over here. I got to find it, and so here it is right there, good to go. That was birthed from
Before we even get to the good to go story, I want to hear from you. I'm displaying some picture of the quality food and stuff that you have. In the meantime, but I want to hear. No, you left and you went to Kingston. What happened in Kingston?
Well, I had some relatives in Kingston around Payne Avenue, close by A. Selassie School. So I went by there, and I find one of them, and I was hanging out with him, and get up in the morning, drink some cornmeal porridge. That's all I see they do. And and what happened? I decided that, boy, this is rough, because at least when I was back home, I'm getting everything that I want.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm in a whole different light.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I left from there, and I find my other cousin, and he was a policeman.
Mm-hmm.
And so he had a room up there in Kingston. So I started to hang around him, and when he's not there going to work in the night, I would I get a chance to go to sleep, to get to sleep. So when he comes in with his girlfriend, and one night he told me that, hey, Tony, you got to go back to country, man, because things is not going to work out here with you. Mm-hmm. And I said, no, you crazy? So what I do, I get 2 chairs, one on I put it on I turn them face to face, and my butt is on one, and then my head is on one, and I slept right there for many nights.
Mm.
Because I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission. I got to get somewhere.
So were you working, or were you going to school when you got to Kingston?
Hello?
Yeah. Were you working, or were you going to school in Kingston?
We're hearing you, Tony. Are you hearing us?
No.
We're hearing you now.
I'm wondering if it's on
the internet, man.
Yeah,
we're hearing you clear. We're hearing you clear now. I don't think it's the internet, Tony, because we're hearing you.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Paulette. Hi, Debbie.
Yeah.
Hi, BitHawk. Karen.
Hello?
Yeah.
You hear me?
Can you hear us?
You might want to take out the Bluetooth, because I'm seeing you. We're seeing you. We're seeing you.
What happened?
I'm not hearing you.
Can you hear us? Are you hearing us?
We're hearing you.
We hear you.
Internet is not good. It's not shipping out.
Leave and come back. Leave and come back. Leave and come back.
What's going on?
No, it's not the internet. I think it's not the internet. It's the Bluetooth. It's a Bluetooth.
It's the Bluetooth. Wait a minute. Does he have on a Bluetooth?
Bluetooth.
Huh?
Yeah, that Bluetooth. Um,
Tony, put
Tony,
it on speaker.
yeah, in leave and come back in.
So
This
he
man,
left his house at 15 years old and was determined that he was not going to stay there and die. He wanted to go to Kingston and he went to go stay with family. I am so intrigued to hear the rest of this story. But guys, thank you so much for coming and being here with us tonight. If you
are you
would,
hearing us, Tony?
can you hear us?
You hearing us now?
I'm hearing you now.
All right. I don't think it's the internet, but anyways, let me just reintroduce. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a friend and a family, a colleagues and everything in the building, sharing his story. So far, he had told us that he had left his home at age 15.
Yeah.
Went to Kingston. But let me just tell you, the food and stuff that I'm displaying, all these pictures is his restaurant, Good to Go Jamaica cuisine in Evanston, that 711 Howard Street, right? That one of the finest Jamaican dining restaurant in Chicago. Right. We're gonna hear his story tonight. He's gonna tell us how did he end up in Good to Go. That this man ended up with one of the finest Jamaican restaurant in the United States. Now you leave and you went to Kingston.
Right.
From one cousin to the next.
That you cannot stay there no more, but you insist and you say you're not going back home. What happened from there?
Well, I just get two chairs and put one, face them together, and I just lay there out in the hallway right there for a couple nights. Well, I don't know. I don't remember how long that it is, but somebody offered me to come with them down to a restaurant and a bar that they having, and I said okay. So I went down there, and this place they call Separate.
Mm-hmm. Separate, yeah.
You know, they had a lot of workers that come off the graveyard shift in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
I find myself in that restaurant cooking fish head and snapper. They drink rum like in the morning, like man, they need a tongue to supply them with rum. And I never experienced nobody drink rum and eat so much in the early morning. So I started out there, with the lady, and obviously she was raised with my mom, and I found her when I went to Kingston. Mm-hmm. And I was.
So that's where you learned to cook.
But obviously, 11 of us, my mom have. And so I was the first one. So I learned a lot of things early on before I left home.
Mm.
But my challenges was really right there. And, I go on doing that for a little while and just didn't something that I wanted to do. I want more. I want to, be a little bit more refined of things in life. And so I left them. No. At that time, there was a man that was come there all the time to eat and drink.
Mm-hmm.
His name we call him Shotty. He's got a lot of gold on him. He got, look real rich. So he got down in Kingston at the craft market down in New Kingston. So I used to go over there with him. So he teach me to do art and craft and jewelry designing and all that kind of stuff, and said, okay, are you there?
Yeah, man. We're hearing you.
So I started to. He said, "Why don't you come learn trade with me?" And I said, "Okay." So he took me out to Windward Road, a place called Two Little Telephone Street in Windward Road.
Mm-hmm.
And I stayed here with him for a little while. So one day he said, "Hey, I heard that good things is going on down in Negril." And I said, "I don't know what Negril, because I don't know. I don't know. All I know is where I'm coming from." And he said, "Okay, why don't we just go down there and see what's going on?" So he packed a lot of tools and some wood and all kind of stuff. We jump into a E20 bus back in them days. Them E20 bus, man, it was the longest drive in my entire life. Negril. When I get there, man, I come out of that vehicle, man. I take about an hour to stretch myself out. And we started there and get a place and decided that, okay, this is where we are. So I started down there, start to deal with tourists, and becomes a great entrepreneur by selling and speaking to tourists and doing so I find that becomes
What were you selling? What were you selling?
The art and craft.
The art and craft and jewelry designing. We were working on like silver and mother of pearls and coral from the ocean. And so I was very creative, very creative with my hand, and make some very nice masterpiece. And I started to see life because now
you're making money.
Where money is coming in. So I was with him for about good 7 years, and things begin to change. I begin to see light in a different ways because he himself was not treating me right anyway. I was working, and he wasn't paying me like I'm supposed to be paid.
Right.
Taught me the trade, but I was doing much. I come up with better ideas more than him. And so right there, I started to, tourists would come, and when I talked to them, they would say to me, "Where are you from? You don't sound like the other guys them. I can understand you when you talk, but when I talk to the other guys them, I just can't understand what they're saying." So for me, come out of Manchester, way in the back bush, man, and the way I articulate myself and talk, you thought I was born and raised in Negril in the but no, I just got that ability. God just gave me that. And so I decided that I'm not going back to where I'm coming from. I got to go forward. And so with that right there, I met, a lady, and we started the dating. And I was like, okay, where is this going to take me? And eventually we get to like each other. And she said, okay, well, hey, she went home back and she began to write me, begin to call me. And I said, okay, let me see where this is going to go. Up in Chicago. But before I came there, God had spoke to me that I'm going to give you a business. And I said, this is what I said to God. I said, I don't want nothing to spoil, because I'm used to the doing the art and craft. When you put it out, you don't have to take it. You don't have to worry about if it's going to spoil. You just know one day. And so when I say that, I was fighting with God, really fighting with God. Said I don't want nothing to spoil. Know in my spirit that it was going to be something that I already know. But so that was my gift. And my gift is need to be started up. So I came to Chicago, and I started.
What year did you come to Chicago?
What year? 1986.
1986.
I was going on. I was almost 27 years old. 86.
So when you came to Chicago, did you get into the restaurant business right away, or?
Not at all. I worked for 13 years at one place, and I worked like 5 years at one other place, and I worked like 2 years and so the last place that I worked, I decided that, you know what, I'm tired. Same thing. I what God has put in me, because I always walking and looking for a place to put the restaurant. Don't have a dollar, don't know how it's going to start.
What?
Money going, but it's in me. It's in me. The purpose is in me because God. And so I remember going out and looking, but the last place that I work, I said, you know what, this is I don't want to do this no more. So I quit my job, came home, and I got some money, and I loaded my basement with a lot of computer. Said I was going to print birthday cards and business cards. And so the worst part about it, I don't know nothing about the graphic world. I'm computer illiterate. And so I'm in the basement waiting for Swaki. You remember, you know Swaki?
Yeah. Ron. Yeah.
Rowan was with me. And Rowan, no, I had to wait for Rowan to come to do the designing and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, oh, this ain't gonna work. So we for probably about a couple of months. And I'm like, they're telling me I got to buy more equipment. I got to do this. I got to do that. I already spent money. And so one day, I just said, no, the last day in the month, I said to Rowan, I said, man, I don't know if this thing gonna work out, man. And so I called the company and said, would you take this computer back? and they said, but I gotta pay a restackable fee because it was the last day. And I said, I don't. That's fine. Come, that's fine. And they the laborers and tell me what to do. I bag them up and tape them up and put the label and put them aside. I said, okay, hey, this is it. So right there now, this is when Good to Go is going birth. Because no, I turned to Rowan and I said, boy, I don't know, what am I gonna do? And I said, one thing that I know, nobody can tell me how to cook. I know
Jesus.
Nobody can tell me how to cook. And I was saying it with some attitude too. And so I said it out loud. I said, but what am I'm gonna open up a restaurant, man. But what am I gonna call it? The kid just out of nowhere just said, and I heard he said, Good to Go. And I said, that's it. That's it. Don't say that word. That's it.
Jesus.
So the kid is here all the time, just waiting on me to fight to be birthed. And don't say another word. So I get out the house the same time. And I start walk down Howard Street, walk down Western, walk round and round looking for a place. I don't have $1 in my pocket.
Wait a second.
But I said, I got to open up this restaurant because that's my gift. I discovered it. I said, this is it. Because it's in me. It never left me. Because it work doing those
good cuisine.
Was on that playing something. I'm sorry.
And so when I walked down Howard Street, I found this place, the first place, Dennis, you know where.
Yeah.
I come home and I was talking to my wife and telling my wife that, man, I got to open up a restaurant. And knowing who she is, man, God bless her, man. God sent me to the right person. I mean, I got the vision. She got the know-how to get up. Because God say, I'm always gonna give you a helpmate.
Jesus.
And I know that I found something precious. And so when I come and I explained to her, she said, that time we had the house, We didn't take no money. There's a lot of equity in the house. I don't know nothing about them stuff that you could take out of the house. I don't know nothing about that. And so he said, we got money in the house. I said, we ain't got no money in the house. but she's saying that money, we could get some money off the, take some money out of the house. And so I said, okay, all right. And she get to work right away. And I was like, okay, I don't know nothing about setting up restaurant, but I'm gonna learn. And
Jesus.
Great, my brother.
Jesus.
Went to the place and we consult the landlord, and you know, we got the place, and I'm like, oh my God. So when I started out to get the place, to renovate the place, man, I go through hell. I didn't know what I was up to. But the good Lord brought me.
Jesus.
Wow.
Brought me through. He got favor. He gave me favor. But I understand that anything that you ask for in life and you don't put into, you gotta go through to get through. Because in the rock, you gotta go through, and when you gotta chip it, and you gotta chip it, and you gotta chip it, and you gotta chip it until you get the diamond out of it. And it's not yet, because when you get the diamond out of that rock, you gotta polish it. And when you put it in the place, you got times off again because some dust on it, because you want to see the reflection of your diamond.
Yes.
And so we started out to pursue to get it to the place where it becomes a restaurant, because my wife was in the corporate world. She didn't know nothing about that yet. And I got the men's them, and we work on the place. I lost a lot of money in the first few months because I find the wrong for them that started out with me, and didn't go well for the first time. I got to go back and dig up some things that they didn't do right. Lost about $10,000 to $11,000 down just like that. And I said, I can't give up. I can't give up. And I found a guy, and with another guy that work at a reputable company that they do plumbing work, and God just sent them to me, because I didn't know them. They just come, one of them just come eat, and he said, man, I know this guy, man. I'm gonna get him and bring him over, so I can help you out. And they come, and we started out. We get the place, we build up the place, put all the equipments in it, and wait on the inspector come, and the place pass. And okay, I said, okay, this is a restaurant. The restaurant now. But the day when this restaurant's supposed to be open, I said to Swaki cousin, that Elvis, I said, Elvis, you stay around the register, and I'm going in the back. I'm going to open up today. But I just wanted to a soft, where a soft
opening.
So the 1 and 2 people gonna come, and I'm just gonna make what I'm making, set it out there, wait for another person to come, make something, set it out there. Man, when I looked outside the day when I opened up, there was from the door inside all the way across the street.
What?
I'm telling you.
Rain down blessings, rain down blessings.
And so I start to get panic. I'm like, oh my God. And I look at the back door, and I look outside and look at Elvis, and I hear a voice literally say to me, you said you need a restaurant. If you leave now, you're finished.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my God, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I wasn't expect to see so many people, one at the first day. But what I didn't understand that some people coming, not only coming to support me, but some people was coming to figure out whether or not this food is going to be good. Did I make it? Did I really put it together the way that he put together? So you got to understand, you're going to have critics, you're going to have people who really people who really voting for you and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, I'm going to stand up in this restaurant. And so the day Rudy, you know Rudy, and Rudy was going to work, and then he said, one of my best friend, man, Rudy said he was going to work, and he heard a voice, a spirit of God just speak to him and say, man, Tony, you better go down to Tony because they ain't going to die down there today. And I saw the man walk into the restaurant, and I'm like, oh my God.
Thank you, Jesus.
And he came in, I was like, I said, man, I need help, man. I need help. Because I thought I was going to be gradually, till I get to where I'm going. I didn't know I was going to get that bomb rush.
Wow. Hold on a second, Tony. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening to you all. In our midst, we have no other than Tony, a friend, a very close friend and an associate of mine who came from humble beginnings and make it to the owner.
An empire, yes.
Who creates an empire, which is good to go Jamaica cuisine. And I can safely say it is one of the better Jamaican restaurant across the United States. I know I would have gone there numerous times and people would have said they heard about your food. People from Michigan, people from Indiana, people from Texas, people when they come into town, they just want to check good to go out. So let me ask you this. Sometimes when you think about where you're coming from and where you are, how does that make you feel?
Boy, I am very humble in my spirit, man, because it is not for me to boast, but be humble. And I felt like that's how I managed, because I know that it was not for God.
Yes,
that humbled me and helped me to navigate this, man. I don't know where would I,
Tony,
because I can honestly say I'm not a man. I'm not a guy from the high school. I didn't go to college.
Right.
God gave me a gift, and the gift that He gave me, I use it to the best of my ability.
Jesus.
Wow.
So when did you get saved? When did you get saved? Because you reference God a lot. Yeah.
I'm a minister.
So you were saved as a little boy.
Well, from I was a little kid, my mom and my dad would send me to church. Whether I want to go yes or no, it doesn't matter. Barefoot. I don't have I barefooted go to church. So I raised in the church. And even though when I grow up and leave, I was out there in the world, yes, because
let me just cut you off there a little bit, Tony. Good evening, Paul Miles and Kira Blair and Paulette and Claire said good evening, Tony. Claire from Claire's Corner, Jerk there in Evanston is saying hi to you. But talking about the spiritual piece of things, we're gonna just divert a little bit and talk about that, because I can remember clearly that we were in the peak of our friendship. You and myself and Mikey, we were just having fun. We were just living life. We were just enjoying what life has to offer. And in the peak of our friendship, you threw a wrench in it and said, I gotta go. No, listen to this. I'm talking about, and it's not my interview, but this is a man that I can tell you, if you know me, you know Tony. If you know me, you know Tony, because there is us. We've been together from the birth of Good to Go until today. We have our differences. We fight. I never fight with a man saying in my life, but we maintain our friendship. But it was in the peak of our friendship, in the peak of our fun, in the peak of our enjoyment, in the peak of we just doing what the fun and finest things that we thought was what we thought was the finest thing in life. That the man just get up one day and said, "Why, I'm done."
The prodigal went back home. That's what it is. The prodigal went back home.
How did you do that at that time, though? What drive you to that at that time?
Well, to be honest with you, when I think back where God has brought me from,
Mm-hmm.
and his talking to me in my spirit, when the blessing that he is restored upon me,
Mm-hmm.
I have to find a place to give him thanks.
Yes.
So that I appreciate what he has done for me.
Mm.
But when I thought it after a long run with because we had a good time. We lived life. We had a good time. The three of us.
Mm-hmm. Keep going, Tony.
And so I decided that, man, I got to go back to where I'm with my humble beginning. And I went back to church. And I remember I leave you and Mikey because we still was tight together.
Mm-hmm.
And so I remember when I would come from church and I would stop even in the park, go check him. I had to lick one before I had to.
Take one.
But nevertheless.
Hey, before you go any further, one night, Tony and myself and the same Rudy Burke, we went to a marriage retreat out in Vernon Hills or somewhere back out at Lincolnshire or something like that. And we were following it. This is a Christian based thing, and we were there, wife and the whole works, man. We are following the instruction that was given. And we have to walk in it was a hotel. We were staying at a hotel,
right?
And I remember when we were walking past the bar, and see the liquor. And the only thing I see is that Tony staring at me and me staring at Tony.
All of us at the same time.
It was like, man, it was so difficult to walk past the liquor.
But the truth is though, I bring both of them into the church.
Yeah.
Because after God bless you, you have to show gratitude.
Amen.
Right? And not only in your closet, but let the world see that you are grateful for what God has done for you.
What a powerful testimony.
Yes. So I would pull them in, and both of them they're there with me now. So but what they didn't understand, they say it's not about me, because God ordained that to happen. That I was going to do what he told me to do. And it wasn't easy for me to drag him, especially Dennis. Because one of the things that I remember what he says, he said, Tony, I don't understand this. Because when we were here in the church, I've never seen love like the way we did love.
That is true.
Both him and my other friend, they would. When I'm going home in the night, they would take me home, making sure that I get inside before they drive off.
Yeah, man. We have a plan. We had a plan.
He was very hurt, very, very hurt. Said that's not. He don't understand this.
I did not want it to. I did not want him to go to the church, to be honest, because it changed the dynamics of the friendship. You know what I'm saying? We
Thank
used
God you stood your ground, Tony. Thank God you stood your ground for God.
we have our arguments about it before. I was drawn into it. I did not want to do it. I did not. I honestly, to be honest, I just wanted my friendship more than anything else because there was so much love that flowed between. I've never feel that level of love among man in my entire life until today.
Right? That's it. He's telling the truth. He's telling the truth. And ever since that happened, we have a rocky world because I got every time I got to reassure him, man, I'm the same Tony, man. I love you, man. I love you. With the
Yeah,
but he just can't understand that because
yeah, yeah.
we a lot of time together, all three of us. I would wake up in the I would look outside in the evening. He was back there and because up in the backyard,
In his
you know.
backyard, yeah. I remember you coming home and saw me sleeping in the backyard, and sometimes I go there. Mikey's already there. We had a friendship. The church had changed the dynamics, but when you look at it though, it's for a greater good because we had come a far way, and of course we are enjoying each other on a whole different level. And I mean it is. I think our friendship is like a divine
Connection.
connection
Mhm.
because I mean we had our time and we do our thing, but nevertheless we stay in love. I don't want to take over this interview, but one day a couple weeks ago I have not seen Tony for an extended period of time, and I saw him in the parking lot, and he was so excited to see me, and I was so excited to see him. And when we embrace each other, I heard a man from somewhere in the corner. You remember that man, Tony? I don't know the man. I
Yeah.
don't know the man. The man said, Brethren, brethren, like him, I said, Almighty God, I've
Yes, that's
never
what.
seen love among man. He said, I've never seen two men hug and squeeze each other that way. I'm telling you, I must use the opportunity to say, I love you, man.
That,
I love
that,
you.
man.
But
But one
when
thing
we,
that
eh?
Dennis, one
Yeah,
thing you got and that that the maturity
yes.
comes what from what happens, in our lives, because
Mm,
we learn how to, because we build the foundation, and
yeah,
nothing cannot
no,
survive without a foundation.
Amen.
The foundation, the platform was built, and it take all the time for us
Mhm.
to build that platform, build that foundation. So
mhm,
anything, why you think that we are still, no matter what storm come, no matter what,
yeah, we maintain, yeah.
although what the circumstance, no matter what valley hill we climb, we still have to come
Mhm.
back because
Yeah,
the foundation that laid,
it's
and if
yeah.
that laid, we would not be a friend till today. We not go nowhere. One thing you
Mhm.
got to understand that with friendship, true friendship, when we disagree with each other to agree, and I will tell you the truth, or you tell me the truth, and we wake up in the morning and still call each other or trying to
Mm.
get in touch with each other to
Ensure we are okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you, that's when you know that it's a true love. People, if anytime you in a true love and you fight, and then you don't call me the next day, or I don't talk to you, that's not true love.
No,
Mhm.
something went wrong.
It went wrong.
Tony, I have to say that your testimony, this interview, has so stirred my faith. The one thing I must say is when you met your wife, the Bible says, He that findeth a wife findeth a good thing and favor with the Lord.
Right.
That was truly, God has been with you the whole time, even when you were a little kid in the bush, did not know nothing from nothing. He stirred in you the desire to want more. And because of that desire, and that vision, you are where you are today. Oh my goodness. You
Uh,
have stirred my faith. I am so
it,
happy that you graced us with your presence.
Let me tell you something. When I was one of my friends told me that he was going to a party. That's where I meet my friend, a birthday party at a very nice lady house, in her basement. And that was the Monday. He told me that, and the party was not going to be until the Saturday. And I took my clothes out like I was going to church, and put it down where what I'm going to wear this Saturday, because that's Monday, and it's not going to happen until Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
I put on my clothes Saturday evening, and I went down to Howard Street, and Howard Street is not like it used to be, And he was there, messing around with some girls and stuff. And I said, listen, man, I don't have time to waste.
Mm-hmm.
This is not what I come from. You told me that we was gonna go to a party, and this is where I want to go. And he said, man, just relax, man. Talk to that girl over there and have a drink. And I said, no, this is not where I want to go.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was standing with him because I put on my clothes for a purpose, and I gotta meet that purpose that I put my clothes on. I'm gonna go somewhere. And so he stopped at another place and say he's gonna look and see if he see the Alvin. Alvin, we have the garage.
Yeah.
And when he went there, Alvin was sitting, turning to the bar. And as I walked in, he turned around and face like he's ready to leave. And he said to me, "Here's the guy there. I'm going to the party with." And I went over to him and I said, "You are the guy that going to the party?" And he said, "Yes, man." He said, I said, "You're ready?" And he said, "Yes." I said, "Okay, let's go." So what I find out now, when I get to the party, I saw my wife and two other girls standing over there.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to him, "I'm going to get me a drink. I got to go talk to that girl. She looked like my mom." And I went over there. And I stood there that whole night until the party over.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't go nowhere with she. We didn't do that. We talked all night about God. We talk about she was just saved too. She was just saved. And we talk about God, and we talk about life, everything.
At the party.
Eh?
At the party, you guys were talking about God and everything. Just meet her.
And I talked to her, and we talked, and I didn't move. I didn't go nowhere else. I didn't do it right there. I didn't go get another drink. The conversation was so full of, so stimulated that I just know that this is something's gonna happen. I don't know what it is. And then I went outside. We didn't have phone yet, like how we got phone and all that kind of stuff, So she gave me her number. I didn't have no number because I had my own place. Didn't have any cell phone because I couldn't afford telephone back in them days. Anyway, she gave me a number, and I said, you know what? I point blank telling her, I said, let me tell you something. I don't really talk to American women, because I don't, and I just got to tell you like it is raw. It's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said, okay. But anyway, I called her, and days after, not the same time, but days after, went over her house, and she I said, I'm gonna take you out, we're gonna go, get to know each other. And she went to take a shower, and I skim around in the house and look in the drawer and look in where the cups them is, and I see some quality stuff, good stuff, and I'm like, oh, this one looked like a good one.
What?
So we went out, and I came back, and I dropped her off, and I went home, and I said to her, I said, one day I called her, I said, listen, I just want to show you where I live, because I don't want you to think that, I'm just one of them loose guys. I got my place. I'm a big man.
Uh-huh.
So anyway, get back to where it started from with Alvin. Do you know that sometimes if you don't persistent in your blessing, the devil can rob you.
You miss your blessing. Yes. Yes.
That was because after all of that right there, the guy, after a while, your friendship broke up.
Wow. So he came and serve his purpose and leave.
And that's what I'm trying to tell you. There is a season
Mm-hmm.
for thing, my brother.
Time, a season, a reason.
So if it wasn't for that guy, you would not have met your wife.
That right, but God, because I used to treat that guy for the best of my ability. I was his best friend, give him everything, treat him well, very, very like a brother out of my belly.
Wow.
And so God turned the thing around and making sure that let me tell you, when God is leading you through some things, man, through the valley, God leads. But what you don't understand that the trials that you're going through, it's not sometimes you think it's come to kill you. No, there is in it. You gotta go in it to see what God is saying to you.
Wow.
You gotta go in it because there is things in it that you don't see. Because the Lord said, I will never leave you nor forsake you. He will not forsake you. He said, whatever you need, I will supply you. But you gotta go through some things and to find where you're going, man. Because
preach, Tony.
and the devil was trying to push me to stop it.
Wow. We are almost to the end, and I know there's a lot more to say.
Tony, you know what? You need to come on a Sunday.
That's what we should have. We should have on a Sunday.
Please tell me that you will grace us with your presence again on a Sunday.
Yeah, I think Sunday. So we have in our midst, we have about 4 minutes left in the show. We have in our midst a friend and a brother of mine, Tony Good to Go Levy, a man who had went to Kingston at the age of 15 for no reason, but turns out to be a very good reason because he insists that he wants to make it in life. Hey, Karen, and he made it from went to Kingston at the age of 15 with nothing to become the owner of the finest restaurant in not just in Chicago. I want to say in the United States. From what I've seen and from what I've heard, it is among, if not the best, dining restaurant for Jamaican, located at 711 Howard Street in Evanston. The owner and operator is in our midst, Tony Good to Go Levy. But it never happened, and it could never happen without the strong woman that I have the privilege to call a sister and a friend, Lenny's Levy, who had support him in every aspect that he becomes who he is. Tony, yes, man, it is indeed a pleasure having you, Grace, in our platform tonight. Is there any final thought that you want to? I'll give you a minute if you have a final thought that you want to share. If there's something that you would want to encourage people, because you had came from humble beginnings, you insist and that you want to be somebody, and I can safely say today you are indeed somebody. Do you want to share anything?
I'm so proud of you.
This is a scripture in James chapter 1 that says, count it all joy when you run into all type of
tribulation.
Let me tell you, in this world, nothing comes easy. You persistent and use your endurance, you will achieve what God has in store for you. But you have to be persistent. You cannot waver.
No.
Because the person that waver, he's like the ocean, the wave that is in the ocean, just go back and forth. You got to be stable, stand still, and understand that
no, God is
God. Go through to get through on the other side. Life is on the other side, but you have to go through to get there.
Tony Levy, Somebody had requested a part two. So I guess at the request of that, this is not the only time that you will be on our platform. What I want you to guys to do is to like and share um this show, so people could see a man that came from, and not to be rude or disrespectful, from nowhere to somewhere. Tony,
Mm.
it is indeed a pleasure hanging with you. It is it is the end of our show,
Yes.
and I don't know if thanks is not enough. I know that
Mm.
I want to say something, but I know she's lost her words equally as I am. Tony, I did not expect it
Mhm.
to be what it turns out to be. You have my
You are a blessing and a gift.
Thank you
you
so
are
much.
a blessing and a gift.
You're a blessing and a gift. And I am so thankful um, that you stayed with God.
Yes.
Yes.
With
Yes.
him, all things are possible. And you
Yes.
are proof of that. With him, all things are possible. You are proof of that. We thank you so much. And we
Thank
ask that you come back on a Sunday.
or whatever. Yes.
All right, all right. Blessings to you all. Thank you guys for being a part of the show. Like and share the show. Tell
Yeah.
people about the show, Tony. And for those who want to see the replay, they could go on Facebook with Stream on 2 platform, with Stream on Dennis Sutherland platform. Also on the Meds, and what whereas YouTube at Sutherland TV. Check us out. Check out Tony Levy's story. It is indeed amazing. My brother, much love. We get it here.
Bye-bye.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Thank